I have a website with zero authority, and I'm trying to acquire backlinks through guest blogging. But when I think about it, if I publish one guest post in a week, after 12 months, I'll only have 50 backlinks, which is not enough. What are some methods for link building, even if they require some hard work?
So there's tons of different methods for link building. Interestingly enough, in the core update recently, Google removed a word from their document about ways to improve your website and get rankings and so on. And it went something like backlinks are an important factor in your SEO, something like that. They took out the word important. And basically, one of the guys in Google, I think it was Gary Ellis, said something along the lines of, Google doesn't need that many backlinks to understand what's going on. Now, that being said, I had a question about this the other day with a different group that I was with about backlinks, and when this topic came up. And I said, well, links are a lot like referrals in the real world. So, depending on the source of a referral you get in the real world, you are more likely or less likely to actually, let's say, call that person, right? And then think about this too, like if you're in business for yourself, your best clients tend to be, referrals. Somebody else says you should give them a call. So-and-so spoke very highly of you. That's why I'm calling, right? That's a referral. But links are a lot like that. The more valuable the source of a link is to you, the more value is passed to you, the more important that link becomes to you. Just like, and the example I tend to use is if you had an infant that needed some really big surgery, right? And you were trying to find the best pediatric surgeon in the world to work on your child, right? You want to know who it is. Well, if you roll your window down at the Lincoln Tunnel and you ask the squeegee guy, who the best pediatric surgeon is in the country, and he says, oh my God, you got to call Dr. Jones. Well, I haven't hesitated. You got to call Dr. Jones. He's the best pediatric surgeon in the country. You might chuckle that he actually had an answer, but what are the odds you're going to write down Dr. Jones's name and put a referral from squeegee guy and go run out and call Dr. Jones? You probably just think it's kind of funny, right? But let's take it the other opposite. Let's say you're speaking with Dr. Smith, who's a well-known pediatric surgeon at a well-known pediatric hospital, and you tell him about your issue with your infant, and they go, oh, you need to call Dr. Jones. He is by far the guy that is going to help you the best. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to say, you're crazy, right? No, you're going to probably do everything that you can to get to Dr. Jones, right? You have to work on you. And then every kind of thing in between that, maybe you talk to some, maybe you talk to your older son's teacher. And the teacher recommends some doctor. Okay, well, it's a teacher. You know them. All right, I'll give me a little bit more value. What if you talk to a friend of yours who's a nurse, not a pediatric nurse, doesn't work at pediatric hospital, but they're a nurse, and they recommend Dr. Jones. A little more value, right? Trust it. But what if you talk to your own pediatrician, right? May have more value there. Now, to be fair, so my ex-wife's uncle has been a pediatrician in fancy area of Long Island for like 30 years. Whenever we had any major issues with my son, we've had a couple over the years, we always call him, right? Because he's been doing it forever. And when he recommends us to do something or tells we should call this or do this or don't take that medication or ask about this medication, what do? We do everything he says word for word because it just makes sense to us. It's somebody that we trust, somebody that we know, that has expertise, that has experience, that we trust as an authority, not EEAT. That's what Google wants. They're looking for that. So when it comes to backlinks, you really want to be thinking about who is linking to you. Are they topically related to the industry that you're in? Is the link coming from a site that's known as an expert in that industry or is recognized in that industry? Or is it a site that is geographically located where you are? So if you're a local roofer, and so for example, there's a website here in the Tampa area called 813area.com. And 813 is the area code for Tampa. And they have a whole list of, things, it's information and news in the 813 area code. And if you get a link from them, that's good. They're they're topically related. So topically related, geographically related, or geographically, topically related are great. Different things that you can do. You can go out. I mean, there's a good listing here. If you type in top 50 citation sources, and I use BrightLocal. That's the name of the company that I've seen. What did I do? Here. There we go. And here is a listing. Oh, there's a search generative AI that I took off my thing. It showed up there. And look, here are the top 50 citation sites in the USA. Okay, so this is basically based on a Moz thing called domain authority. It's not a Google thing. Google doesn't use domain authority. But you can see here, Apple.com, Google.com, Facebook, Bing, Yelp, local on Yahoo.com, Foursquare, BBB. You've probably heard of the majority of these at the top 10 or so. And from the domain authority, they have high authority. So if you can get a link on these directories pointing back at you, which is pretty easy to do, basically just fill out a form, you'll have a little more authority. If you're a chiropractor or you're a car dealer or you're an attorney, you can go to like attorneys. And then here are the top citation sites for attorneys. And some of them are free, some of them are paid, but here's Justia, FindLaw, lawyers.com, AVVO. And many of these are, and we have a couple of legal clients that we work with, and we make sure we get them in here. These are highly rated, well-known, established companies, been around for a long time, have a high domain authority. And if we can get a link to them or on them to us, that's somebody that's well-known in the business, been around for a long, has an authority, they're experts or have experience, and they're linking to us. Well, that's like my uncle, the pediatrician. I trust him. I like him. He's done it forever, and he knows his stuff. He's been around forever. He's seen it all. I'm going to trust him. Same thing here. So these are some easy ways. Now, writing blog posts, I mean, that's fine, but only if you're getting a link from something that's got some value. Like writing a blog post for the Squeegee Guy's website, not going to help you much, But if you can write a blog post about, something for your pediatrician who's in your neighborhood locally and you're, whatever makes sense to do it, well, yeah, that's going to be good. So be mindful and cognizant of who you're writing content for. Are you actually getting a link back to your website? Is the link a followable link or a no follow link? There's considerations in there, but the best thing to do, though, honestly, is and I forget the quote where I remember reading it, but we put it in our material many years ago. It was like it was don't chase links. Create content that people want to link to, right? Don't go out and acquire links. Create content people want to link to, because if you create a great piece of content that's really well written and really answers a million questions, I mean, there are look, this is a perfect example, right? This example of these top USA business directories, right? I don't remember the URL, but I remember if I say top citation sites, BrightLocal, the page pops up. Now think about it. Why do I remember that? Because this was a great, helpful piece of content. This entire thing is a super helpful piece of content for me in the industry where I'm trying to help people build links, to make sure that my team knows where to go, to make sure other people know where to go. And it becomes something. So they wrote something that I want to link to. And I link to this in other documentation. I talk about this all the time. I send people here all the time. Did they ask for a link? No. Did they want me to write a blog post for them? No. But do I tell people about it? Do I link to it? Yeah. Why? Because it's a great piece of content. So they didn't ask or acquire links from me, but they got them because they wrote a great piece of content. So rather than trying to acquire links, try to create content that's so damn good and so valuable in your industry and your business that other people want to link to it. Okay? That's going to add a lot more value. That's a much better way to build links, is write great content that answers your client's questions, that has value, that offers something that maybe nobody else is offering, and can really get people excited about what they're doing and get them to link to you directly, because that's going to build what you're looking for.
And like you said last night, well, maybe Google's changing. Maybe having, links to your site doesn't help with the authority so much, but having links out there pointing to you is going to help get people to come to your site. So they're still valuable.
It adds some branding anyway, right? So even if let's say if search engines at this point died, let's say Google just died, it wasn't there anymore, right? Something happened. Well, there's still social media, right? People are still sharing stuff. You all have clicked a link in social media to go look at something. You've all clicked on a link in a reel or in a short or something to go somewhere and see something from that company or see more from, and it could be anything. I mean, the other day I was on Facebook just scrolling through some garbage, and there was a piece of a song from a band that, like a small band, Small Town Titans. Give them a shout out. They're really good if you like some hard rock. They do a couple of great cover songs, and they were doing a cover. And I went, oh, I want to hear the whole song. So I went to their YouTube. I looked for their brand name, Small Town Titans, right? Found the thing, and I went up going through their entire library the other night, just looking at a bunch of cover songs they did. They do some Shinedown with cover. They do a great cover of Temple of the Dog. They do a great cover, of Queen's Fat Bottom Girl. I mean, and I just enjoyed it. Now, again, how did I find out about these guys? Did I search for them? Did I search for new rocking? No. I happened to run across them in Facebook a year or so ago. No, they do a copy of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Okay, they do a cover of You're a Mean, and it's great. The guy has got such a voice. He's got this super low register, but he also has this really high, amazing rock, heavy, hard sound. But he also has like crazy eyes too. I don't know if you like. I'm a Star Trek fan, and there was a Klingon Star Trek called Gowron, and Gowron was these big wide eyes. And this guy, when he's singing, he's got these big wide crazy eyes. But he's awesome. And again, no website. I didn't go to a website. I didn't know the name of the songs that he did or they did, but I knew the name of the band. They began to build a brand in me that I liked, and now I'm looking for the brand. So I went to YouTube and I checked them out there. I looked at their Facebook. But like I said, I spent probably like a good 45 minutes looking through their stuff. I've heard some of the original stuff. I like the original stuff. And on top of that, the next day on my Amazon account, I started listening to, I said, play top songs by, Small Town Titans. And I started, oh, wow, these guys are good. I really like these guys, So build your brand. Try not to, build your authority by creating blog content, but get out there, put your links on the right places, get found, find out where your competitors are linked and put yourself next to your competitors, because, even if links as a whole or search goes away, being able to be found in many places on the web can still bring traffic to your website, can still bring people to your website, can still get people excited about what you have to offer. It can definitely get you, build your authority, but it takes time, right? Remember that authority takes time. I liken it to like a newborn baby, right? Newborn baby only knows how to eat, poop, and sleep, right? Takes time for them to like learn how to hold a bottle, learn how to walk, learn how to talk, learn how to feed themselves. And then as they grow up, ride a bike, drive a car, over time. It takes time to get there. So does a new website. Brand new websites are like infants. They don't know what to do. They don't know anything. No one knows about them. No one knows what they're going to be, what their potential is. But again, your potential is down the line. What can you do to build your potential over time to get to a place where you are going to be, really well known and so on. It just takes some time. So give yourself some time, be patient, keep doing the right things, keep building up your brand, and over time you will make some inroads.
You're a cool one, Mr.
Check it out. Check them out. Check them out. Small Town Tom's cool. It's a really good song, and you might like some of the other stuff they do. I really dig these guys. It's a 3-man band. They do a lot of acoustic stuff, and like I said, he's got a killer range from super low to like way up there. Like, what? He's just going on. I love the guy. Anyways, that's it from me.